Well, hello. Welcome to the Flores Software's Tank Replacement Cost Program, another engineering tool to better manage and evaluate risk. This program calculates the replacement costs of fuel storage tank, the fuel in the tank, and then calculates total cost. It generates a table to export data into a loss prevention report. Uh, when the program is open, this tank data entry form opens automatically. And to save video time, I already enter customer information or location information. The tanks are located in Texas. And I entered our first tank number. Our first tank is tank 100. It contains gasoline. It is an 180 feet diameter and is 40 feet in height. And we assume the worst case scenario is to lose a tank from fire when the tank is filled to maximum safe fill capacity. Obviously, the tank is empty. There will be no loss. There will be no fire. So we're showing the tank is 90% filled by 0.90, and the wholesale price of fuel in the tank is $3. The replacement cost is for an APA storage tank and includes steel ring, curb, ladders, roof shelves, manholes, flanges, roof, vents, and paint. We're going to click next. And when we click next, a state multiplier window's open. We need to select where the state is located, and our tax is located in Texas. When we click Texas, it shows the state multiplier, 0.86. We click other state to show the state multipliers in other state, and each state may be different. For Pennsylvania is 1, Oregon is 1.04, and the higher the state multiplier, the higher the replacement cost. We could look at Hawaii. Hawaii has the highest replacement cost for tank, 1.4. It's the highest state multiplier in this drop down list. Let's go back and select Texas, and we only need to select it once. Now we're gonna identify in what type of tank gasoline is stored. And we have several tanks to select. Obviously, gasoline cannot be stored in a cone roof tank, but it could be stored in an external or internal floating roof tank. And we also show internal suspended floating roof tanks. Many facilities are converting some of the tanks, mainly the cone roof, to internal suspended floating roof tanks. This shows economical advantages to do that. Our tanks contains gasoline, so we're going to select external floating roof tank. And our Windows opens up. It says tank data has been populated. What do you want to do next? And we have two choices. Go and see the tank table or enter another tank. We're going to enter another tank. And using this program, we can enter up to 1,000 tanks or more. But we're going to enter 4 tanks to demonstrate all tanks available. Our next tank is tank 101, and it contains kerosene. Tank diameter is 160. Tank height is 38 feet. Fill capacity, let's call it 95%. And the price of the fuel, we could say it's $2.95. We click next. We make no adjustment. We're still located in Texas, so the state multiplier must remain the same. And we could say kerosene could be stored in a modified cone roof tank, internal suspended roof. And we enter data for next tank. The next tank is tank 102. Tank product is ethanol. Tank diameter, it's 120 by 30 feet in height. It is filled to 95%, and it's $2.90. We click next, and identify the tank, and we could say it's located in internal floating roof tank. And we enter data for next tank. Our next tank is tank 103. It contains number 2 fuel oil. It's 160 feet, and it's 38 feet in height. It is filled to 95% capacity. Wholesale price, we could say, is $3. We click next and select the type of tank. It is a cone roof tank. We click next, and we're done. Now we could go and see the table. Click go. We press the go to tank table button, and here is the tank table. And the tanks that we entered are listed here, showing the fuel, the type of roof, the fuel in the tank, tank diameter, tank height, percent of fill capacity, price. Uh, it shows all the information on gallons and barrels. It shows tank cost. That's the replacement cost of each tank. It shows the fuel in the tank in dollars, 20 million gallons, $20 million, $60 million, $6 million, and another $60 million. And this means the replacement cost of tanks and fuel. So you have considered investment in a fuel storage tank when it's filled. There are two rows on top of the table, and this represents the largest tank and capacity cost. So this row keeps track of the largest tank replacement cost, and the largest tank replacement cost is $22 million. And if you follow it, it's for tank 100, contains gasoline, and it's 180 feet diameter. The top row keeps track of the sum of all the tanks. So we could see if we lose one tank, the largest tank, because lack of adequate protection, then the possible replacement cost, assuming the incident happened when the tank is filled to maximum safe fill capacity or with the overflows, then we could be looking at $22 million. And if all the tanks are located in the same dike, and there's an overflow condition with burning fuel spreading to adjacent tanks, then we could be looking at this scenario, $67 million loss. So it is important to prevent a fire incident from spreading to adjacent tanks by having tanks located in their own dike rather than placing all tanks in a common dike. If not, we need to develop an adequate level of protection to prevent a fire from spreading to adjacent tanks or to control the fire before it spreads to adjacent tanks. In addition to tank data, the site information data was transferred to the phone, company name, cities, and state, and contact information. Now we could export this information into a loss prevention report, or we could print it right here. If we click print, we could print it and store the information on hard copy, gonna close, or we could export it to a loss prevention report. We could do that by placing the cursor any place below the data and then scrolling up. And the form sizes itself to be exported. And now we click export table. It places the data into a copy mode. We need to open a loss prevention report, and it could be a Word document. And then we click edit, paste special, picture, and then click OK. And here is our tank replacement cost data in a neatly table exported to a loss prevention report. And you could, if you have if you do not use Microsoft Word, but use like an Access database for your reports, you could still export the data to an Access data report. And to do that, we could use Microsoft Paint. So we open Microsoft Paint and just click paste. You don't have to go and click export to export again. So just click paste since we're still in copy mode. And here's our data paste it into Microsoft Paint. From Microsoft Paint, we could click Save As, and we could choose Save it as a bitmap, JPEG, PNG, a GIF type of format, and then we could paste the data into an Access database report as a picture. Let's let's go back and look our go back to the main screen. Once we go back, graphs are generated showing the cost of largest tank and the cost of all tanks. So losing 4 tanks in this facility, you're talking about $67 million, and losing the largest tank, you're talking about $22.5 million plus business interruption. And that's it. That demonstrates a tank replacement cost program. The program can guide you to make appropriate recommendation to prevent this type of loss scenario. Thank you.